Hi, that's Althea by the Grateful Dead, and we're going to learn that today. I'm Russ Gottlieb. I want to thank everybody who left requests on the last video. Althea received multiple requests, and also is a song that inspires me and I like to play, so I figured, hey, let's go for it. So today we're going to be doing a banjo lesson for Althea by the Grateful Dead, and if you couldn't tell by what I just played, this isn't going to be bluegrass focused, it's going to be banjo focused, and it's going to be focused on the song. My format that's becoming standard format here is I want to take the song and show you the pieces of it, and as we do that, show you some different ways to use the banjo to approach those pieces. The philosophy here is that rather than me showing you the song note for note or my arrangement of it note for note, what I want to do is give you a framework for making your own version of the song. And I think that's a lot more fun and actually a lot more valuable. That's just my opinion, and I hope you all agree and you subscribe and like. And but really, you know, join me on YouTube, join me in other places. I'll leave links below in the description for sure. And if you want to get a lot more in depth on any of this, or maybe just want to advance enough so you can follow this entire lesson, you know, other lessons like it, maybe get deeper with music theory, expand your chord vocabulary, learn practice techniques, all of that stuff. I do offer private lessons virtually, and if you just use the links below to get in touch with me, we can talk about that. But, you know, moving on from that stuff, let's get into Althea. It's a really fun song. The chords aren't terribly complicated, but it does have 3 sections, the verse, the chorus, and the bridge. We're going to move through them. And the jam section too, or solo section, or whatever you want to call it. Now, that's the same as the verses. And that section, it's got a lot going on. So so let's get through those, and I want to get you a few different kind of zones for playing that section, because what I was thinking was you don't want to get bored, but I kind of stopped myself because I don't want to think about it that way. I don't want you to think about it that way. I want to encourage you not to approach this, or playing in general, improvising in general, as I don't want to be bored. I have to come up with new ideas so I'm not bored. You don't want to be in that frame of mind for yourself or for others. I want to encourage you to approach playing with the frame of mind of how can I be creative? How can I more actively engage, or just actively engage in the creation of this song that I'm in right now? And I promise you, if you are learning and you're practicing and you're coming up with, you know, your new ways to practice and new ideas to learn, and you're actively engaged in that way, that's your frame of mind, you won't be bored. As you go, you may encounter periods of boredom, but all that means is it's time to find something new to learn, and you'll get through it. But rather than trying to avoid boredom, try to find creativity. So, and I just wrote an article about that for Medium, and it should be up soon. I'll post a link to it. I write a lot about music and how to learn music on Medium, and it'd be great, if you like to read, follow me there too. Anyway, I won't bore you with that any longer. Let's get into playing some. So this is the verse and solo or jam section, and it only has 3 chords. Those chords are B minor, A, and E. Okay, and then I want to show you something else neat. So I have railroad spikes on this banjo. If you don't know, they're little spikes that come out of the neck, and they hold down the high string in different places. And even though I'm not using a capo, I pinned my high G string down to 7th fret. So it's not a high G anymore. Now it's a high A. Remember, your high G string and your high D string are the same note for each fret above the 5th fret and above. Unless you have your railroad spike in, then it's wherever that one is. That's where it starts. So 7th fret. The note is A. And that's because of the key of this song. It's music theory stuff, and it's ear stuff too. Use your ear. You can figure that out with your ear too. But anyway, so, well, what if I play those chords and I add in that high A string? It's fun. So, hey, try that out. Anyway, the full tuning that I'm in is A, D, G, B, and D. A, D, G, B, D. In other words, it's for the 4 full-length strings, standard bluegrass open G tuning, and with the high G string, railroad spike 7th fret. Now it's an A. Okay, cool. So if I add in that A note, what chords am I getting? That's B minor 7. That's still an A major. And now this chord for the music theory nerds is an E add 11. If you want to debate that, leave a comment. But it's E add 11. Maybe depending on how you use it, it could be an E suspended 4. Anyway, fun. When you get up here, cool stuff happens. And you get neat stuff. So, okay, so how do we get up there? Well, hold on a second. Let's learn the section first. And there's an interesting rhythmic thing that happens that I want to show you. So, in the solos and the jamming, the stuff that honestly is my favorite, but I think maybe our ears are a little bit more familiar with because it has something distinctive in it. Listen close. Here it comes again. Right here. Alright, so that's a little rhythmic variation. And what's going on is we're playing that A on the upbeat. And that's important because it distinguishes the jam section rhythmically from the verses where there's actual singing going on. Let's listen to what the verses sound like. So, yeah. And then this is the same. So I'm gonna do this. No anticipation. That A is on the downbeat now. So here's the jam. This stays the same. Verse 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's how they play it. In the singing, that A, it's not on that upbeat. Okay, so watch out for that. The chords are the same, but the rhythmic inflection is different. And musically, that's what separates those two sections, from a chording, comping perspective, which is the perspective we're at right now. Cool. And let's also lay a little bit more groundwork for what's going on in this section. Well, you know, I think of it in two parts. Both parts start with B minor and A. And then the second part is either going to be, well, the first second part is E and then A. And then the second part is the same length, but it's just E. Okay, so B minor, A, always. And then E, A, just E the second time. B minor, A, E, A, B minor, A, E, E. Cool. And now, okay, I know I keep saying it, but let's do it. So here's B minor. And then here's the A. And I got this little thing, and this really makes the song too. This is important because we want to know what makes a song. And that's A suspended for A. And I'm using my third finger on the B string, third fret, to get the note D. Turns this into an A suspended 4 chord. That's the sound you need. If you know Althea and you play that, it's going to sound like Althea. Other people are going to hear it as Althea. You get that rhythm. It's recognizable. It's a cool song. So you want that. Okay, great. Now, let's come at it a different way by just, instead of sticking with like chords, you know, block chords, pluck, 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 let's add in some rolling and hit that high A string and see what we can get. And so we're going to use those exact same chord shapes, but just approach it a little bit differently. Okay, so, you know, I hope that's giving you some ideas. All I'm doing there is focusing more on rolls and making sure I'm getting that high A string in as part of the roll. Depending on who you're playing with, you know, or maybe what you're going for, if you're playing solo, combination of the two, it's going to do different things. You're going to have more options. Okay, let's move these chords up the neck now. Same 3 chords, and I'm just going to show them to you. So here's B minor. We're going to start there as our frame of reference. And we're going to move that B minor up to here. So now the root of the chord is right there, 7th fret D string. And we got B minor. And then we got A right here. This is an A. And then we got E right here. And now I'm going to do that A sus4 thing again. Watch close. Okay, so all I did, I'm playing the same stuff. I just moved those chords up into this new part of the neck. Great. Now, let's take the same thing. So we're just doubling everything by saying, hey, instead of block chords, a lot of pinches and whatnot, I'm going to do rolls and include what is now the high A string. I went outside of the framework for a second there, but neat, right? Now, we're going to really expand this, expand your options by combining those 2 positions of the neck. So just take a look at this. I just want to show you some stuff, some ways to connect. So here we go. Okay, so it's like, think of it, you got these 4 groups. Just these guys, and then these guys with high A, and then these guys with high A. So, you know, and then you can combine all 4 of them in different ways. So already there's a lot, you have a lot of options. Practice by isolating them. And let's go up to the next group of chords. Here's B minor. This fret that you can't see here is 12th fret. That's what my second finger's on. The root of the chord is on 12th fret B string. That's B. Here's A. And here's E. Isn't that nice? A, E, A, E. Last group of chords for this section is actually a repeat of the first group of chords. They're an octave up, so you can take everything we did down here, add 12, and that's where you're going to play it for the next octave. 4th fret becomes 16. And if you want to squish your fingers together, tough. Bar 14th fret, that's the same as barring 2nd fret. So we got B minor, A, E, A. B minor, here's that sus. Okay, so there's a lot there. There's a lot of different ways to approach that. As that section takes up most of the time of the song, and maybe your opportunity to solo, improvise, and remember, if you're backing up someone else in a section like that, you're still improvising. And that goes back to what I said before. You're not just trying to not be bored. You're not just trying to not play the same thing. First of all, it can be really cool to play the same thing over and over again. There's something to that. But also, actively create the song. The whole mission here is not to memorize the fretboard, it's to have the whole fretboard at your disposal while you're creating. I'm going to play through that section again, and I'm going to go through those parts of the neck one at a time so you can see them again. And this time what I'm going to do is I'm not going to play that A on the upbeat like we talked about as if this was a solo or jam section. I'm going to play it on the downbeat the way it's played during the sung verses. So here we go. B minor, A, E, A, B minor, A, E. Okay, I hope you can glean a lot from that. Let's move on to the chorus. The chorus is a little bit of a tongue twister, but anyway, it goes like this. So this is the I can't sing in this range, so I'm not gonna try too hard. But you know, Althea told me treachery would tear me limb from limb. Oh, whoops, I'm sorry, I see I'm focused so hard on my singing I get the chords wrong. Let's try that again. So the chords go A, the first chord of the chorus is A, and then C sharp minor, D, and then back to A, and then C sharp minor, E, B minor, A, E. Okay. So let's try to break that chorus into something memorable. It's a little bit of a tongue twister there. So it starts on A. You can hear that. You want to try to use your ear to hear that. It helps me that we're going to the 4 chord for the chorus. The root of the verse section, you could say is B minor. It ends on E, and so what I'm hearing is, forgetting the love we bring. So the verse is ending, the chorus is starting, and we're hearing that 1 to 4 relationship. Okay, we start on A, we go to C sharp minor. See that? 2 frets up from B minor. A, C sharp minor, D, A, or C sharp minor, A, C sharp minor, D, A. I hear C sharp minor going up to D major. See, those notes are very closely related. Well, they're close to each other in terms of the traveling here. These 3 notes, that's G sharp on the low D string, C sharp on the G string, G sharp on the high D string. They're all going up 1 fret. That's it to get to D major. It's this note, E natural, that's part of your C sharp minor that needs to go up 2 frets to F sharp to make the D chord. Okay, but anyway, A, C sharp minor, D, A. And then this A goes back to C sharp minor. So you can hear that as kind of like the second part of the chorus. That's how I tend to hear it. And I also kind of hear this like circle going around C sharp minor. Then C sharp minor goes to E. And that E is leading us back into this familiar, very familiar B minor A E that comes from the verse chord progression. So let's hear and watch that all again. A, C sharp minor, D, A, and then C sharp minor, E, here comes B minor, A, can't get enough of that. Okay, cool. So that's the chorus. And you may have noticed that I started going up to D from C sharp minor so you can feel and see that lift and then the drop back to A. But when I played it the first time, I went down to D. And so that has something to do with voice leading, which is basically how you move your individual notes around to get from chord to chord. It's something that I love. And I love, practicing thing about making cool stuff out of. So let's just look at like a few cool ways to get through this chorus with different voice leading stuff. And I'll play it through it slow. And pay attention to the lowest note and the highest note. The lowest note and the highest note are where you tend to be the most audible. And especially like if you're doing this on banjo, you get your thumb to that D string easily, and you can really accent your lowest note. So let's listen a little bit and see if we can make some cool lines out of the low notes and high notes. here. This A, maybe I want to go to this. I'm on this E, maybe I want to go to this A for the chorus. So I finished the verse here. Maybe for the chorus, I'm just going to make a small move. Okay, so a couple different options for you there. Let's do one more up the neck. Real high this time, so. Watch that. A, C sharp minor. A, C sharp minor. D, A, C sharp minor, D, A, C sharp minor, E, B minor, A, E, E. Okay, cool. That's the chorus. Experiment with that. There's a lot there. Watch that video over and over and over again. I put everything out as clearly as I could. And then the last section of this song is the bridge. I'm pretty sure it only happens once. It might happen twice. Reference the recording. It's kind of in a different key, but we have some nice, little spots for voice leading, a little chromatic line in there. So let's go through it. It starts on D. And this is the there are things you can replace and others you cannot. I think it's time to weigh these things because the space is getting hot. So D, G, and then all I'm doing is taking that G chord and walking it down one fret at a time until I'm on an E chord. G major to E major. So D major. Now if you're on banjo, we get this cool, and you have your A string down, you get a nice power chord here. I just got first finger, second fret G string, second finger, third fret B string, D. It's like the beginning of Bubba O'Reilly. But in Althea. So I can't sing and play that at the same time. There are things you can replace and others you cannot. And just walk that down to E. And the space is getting hot. Back to here. The space is getting hot. So again, D, G, walk down, E, hang out on that E, and then repeat. G, back to your B minor, A, E. Ended on the A. Anyway, so that, you know, that part's pretty easy, but you get some cool, you get to do some cool stuff there. You get that chromatic walk down that's baked into the song, and it's just, I don't know, to me, something about banjo, it's like, it's fun to do on banjo. It's, the chords are D, G, and E, you got all those in other parts of the video. Well, not G, but you got a lot of D's. G, I'm playing right here. For this, right, G is on 5th fret, low D, and high D strings. And I play it there mainly because I want to get that walk down. I can also just play open, right? So we get through that section doing something like this. You want to do a bluegrass version, pull some of that stuff. You could also incorporate those chords into really, you know, any style, which is great. Let me show you those walk downs at different spots of the neck. So all I'm doing, I'm going to do it 3 times. All I'm doing is I'm taking a G chord and I'm walking it down 1 fret at a time until it's an E chord. If you play the high string, it sounds different. I changed it up a little bit at the end. Okay. So I think that about brings us to the end. You got a bunch of cool stuff there, a bunch of different ways to, with the whole song, you know, it's spelled out. You know all the chords now, a bunch of different ways to approach the chords, and hopefully some ideas for, you know, not just where to play the chords, but how to play the chords and how to use the banjo to your advantage. Don't look at your instrument as an obstacle to playing a song. Look at it as an advantage. It's your tool. It's your weapon. It's your conduit. Thank you for joining me for this video lesson for Althea. I hope you will comment, like, and subscribe. Really appreciate, you know, if you follow me here, and check the links below. Yeah, that's it. Thank you so much, and happy playing.